Hi, this is Samuel the Pot Gardener here. This is my 5th video, so I hope you enjoy it. Hi there. Right, okay, now for my 5th video, basically all I'm going to do is just go through what's grown basically, and hope you find something interesting. Things have come on a lot since my last video, and that was only about a week ago. The date today is the 2nd of June, and so I'll go through everything with you. Okay then, so this is my first greenhouse full of tomatoes and chilies. The tomatoes are absolutely flying away now. That's just the money maker there. As you can see, it's getting loads of flowers on it now. They're all hiding in there, but it's got about 2 or 3 trusses. That one's flowering, so no, it's the other one that's actually got a tomato on it, or the beginnings of a tomato anyway. So basically all I need to do with these now is feed and water them. So that's one of my tomatoes. There's another one hiding in the corner, looking healthy. That's the striped stuffer. Nice tomato. I think it's from the Heritage collection, and that's a good tomato to scoop out the insides and stuff with couscous and stuff like that, so hence that's why it's called a striped stuffer. Right, that one there is me Harbinger, coming on nicely. This one is my second Harbinger, going on to a Craigella, and I can say plenty of flowers coming on that one as well. That one there is an LD. Now this one, I've noticed today, is growing a bit weird. How I used to say before that you used to have the main stem, which is that thing growing up the centre there, and off the side you get the stems for the leaves. However, if you look at the bottom, particularly this fella here, you've got the stem, you've got the stem that should lead onto the leaves, but instead, if I move that a little bit out of the way, you got the stem and it's producing another main stem, and the same goes for that one. It's going up there and it's got a new stem where it's producing all new leaves and trusses and what have you. So they were not suckers, they looked as though they were normal stems. So for some reason it's grown and then split into 3, and then the middle ones continue to grow, and these are just starting to make. So if I let this one go, which I will, this one's, by just pure chance, is going to have 3 stems on it. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that in case it gets too big, bushy, and you know, ends up not feeding the tomatoes, which are forming on the trusses at the top. So which is what I want. I want tomatoes, not loads of stems. so as I say, I'll keep an eye on that. This one, this little fella compared to all the others, but still decent size, is Aroma VF. Doing quite well, quite happy there. Again, it does have a truss at the top, but it's only a little one. It's a little bit behind compared to the others. There's a truss in there. I can't. No, can't. There they are. Yes, there's the leaves in amongst flowers in amongst there. So that's Aroma. This fella here, which oops, sorry about that, which is absolutely monstrous. It's my beefsteak, which is Constelluto Florentino, something like that. But that's absolutely romping away. Very happy with that, and it's got loads of flowers. This one is another Ildi, which is the same as that one, but this one is growing how it should. One stem, loads of leaves which are sort of drooping down, and the thing with these is, there they are, there's a truss, and it's going to produce, this one truss is going to produce about 30 or 40 at least tomatoes on just that one truss. So we will see how that one progresses. So that's one greenhouse. The old, oh no, there's one chilli there, growing alright. They seem to have slowed down a bit, but I think it's because they're outside now and it's not really the height of summer, so these are slowed down a bit, but they'll take away and shoot off again. And finally for this one, this is a cucumber. That's a little mini munch producing tiny, well, this one's, I had to start this one again because the other one died for some reason. I think I got the roots too wet and they're rotted, so it died. But the other one, which is this one here, is, I see it, growing nicely, and that now is absolutely, before it was about a finger's length. If I can get the top, which is there, it's about 2 finger lengths now. It's absolutely flying away. That will not be long before that's ready to pick, and I'll have fresh cucumber. And there's another one ready to take over. Now if anyone can answer a question, it seems to be doing alright. It is producing cucumbers, as you can see, but at the top it seems that at the bottom the leaves are fine, a little bit old and looking a bit faded. Then they turned a bit yellowy white, but the green, and it survived. And then it went nice and green again. But then the last couple of leaves, as you can see there, they're starting to go yellow again. Now I've had a couple of doses of Epsom salts. Hasn't done anything yet, but it might early be days. I mean, it is still producing cucumbers, and there's a one around the area, so it is still producing cucumbers. So I'm not quite sure if I should be a bit concerned that that's going to die on me or what, but it seems to be alright at the moment. Right, quickly round the rest of my containers. This is my Chardonnay carrots with radish mixed in. Looks everything is looking or is certainly sprouting away, so that looks good. These are a couple of outside tomatoes which seem to be doing alright. We're getting a lot of rain at the moment, but it doesn't seem to be affecting them too adversely. These two here, that one and that one, they are my two Martinas, which are outdoor tomatoes. So they're outside and they're doing alright. I've got a truss on them, which is nearly flowering, so they're doing alright. These are swede. I've got 3 in a pot. I've got 2 pots there. Just trying them out. If they work in pots, then I'm going to do them again next year and do more of them, because I like swede. But as a trial for this year, 3 in a pot. Not looking for huge swedes, just good, decent size, bigger than a fist. You know, just try the taste and size, see if everything's okay. So try that. Down in here, well, basically what I do is, for my lettuces, I start them off in a little 40 cell tray, get to about that size, pop them on into slightly bigger pots, and as you can see they're getting slightly bigger. These are Lola Rosso, doing nicely, and they are little gems, looking very healthy. And then once they have grown and look big enough, I then plot them into a big container like I have with these iceberg lettuce, and they do very well. Quite liking it there. And over there is another container which I have some in as well. So I have plenty of lettuce, whether it's little gem, iceberg, Lola Rosso or Cos. I have quite a bit everywhere. So that's how I do my lettuce. These fellas here, if I zoom out, in that tray, in about 3-4 inch pots, is my beetroot, which will be then repotted into bigger pots like I have over there. And I've already had one beetroot, pulled it up and tried it, and it was absolutely gorgeous, so looking forward to more coming through. So that's my beetroot. Various flowers. They're my Chioggia, I think that's how you pronounce it, beetroot. Trying them. Little 3 inch pots, and some more little gem. There are tomatillos, seem to be doing alright. And I've got some cauliflower seedlings which are doing alright in 3 inch pots. Again, try them in maybe 1 or 2 in a large pot, see how it goes. And oh, there's my sweet peas. Planted them a few months back, but now, as you can see, absolutely romping away, and some are even flowering. It's been raining recently, so they are a bit dishevelled a little bit, but they are still flowering, and there's plenty more on the way. So that's my sweet peas. Doing a few herbs in this container. Various basil, lemon basil, I think it's red basil, oregano I think that one is, and there's my onions, all coming along nicely. Trying to zoom it. As you can see, my red ones, the electric, some I've had to pull up because they've fallen over, like they've bent at the necks, so that's usually a sign you have to pull them. So I've pulled them and they're drying out in my garage. Oops. But as I said, there's still plenty more. Some of these are really swelling up nicely now. So that's my onions. Zoom back out. Parsnips starting to come along nicely now, getting some 2 or 3 true leaves now. There are my Bedfordshire onions, getting bigger. There are my leeks. I know I've done these wrong, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them grow a bit bigger, then I'm going to take them up, do the hole 6 inches or something, and then I'll drop them back in it, because I didn't understand the instructions correctly and I just planted them in the soil, and you're not going to get nice leeks by doing that, because apparently you're supposed to blanch the necks or the bottom of the leeks by putting them in the hole so they don't get light. And obviously I've just put them in the soil, so they're going to be green because they're going to get light. So I'm going to have to pull them up and they get a bit bigger, longer, sort of create the holes and then replant them again. But they've got many months yet to grow, so I'm not worried about that. These are my carrots, which are looking green and healthy, and they are growing. Garlic, looking really healthy. Looks like an absolute jungle, looks like an absolute mess, but they are all looking green and healthy and a decent size. They don't seem as though they're struggling being this closely packed, so it'll do me. There's another container, carrots. There are my parsnips I planted earlier, rumping away. Some more garlic over there, and radish as well, so I'm going to have to pull the radish because they've gone too far now. I didn't pull them up quick enough. Around there is another couple of tomato plants which I'm growing outside, doing rather well. That's a electric daisy plant, looking a bit yellow, but it is greening, as you can see, and it is starting to produce. Zoom in quick, there you go, there's a flower head starting to form, which is the bit that does the magic. I will do a video when it gets a bit bigger and describe the effect, but yes, it is growing. And I've got another one which looks even healthier, which is somewhere around here. There it is. That's the fella there, and he looks really green and healthy, so he's my main specimen and he's doing really well. So lettuce, as I've said, carrots doing well in the container, a few flowers and tomatoes which I haven't used, getting a bit weedy and sorrowful looking, but I don't need them. All my other tomatoes are doing well. Around there in the netted area there's my 4 pots full of strawberry plants, and you can see, whoops, sorry, wrong one, should zoom. As you can see, There's lots of flowers on them, absolutely loads. Not so much many on this one, but it is producing. Do the wrong one. It is producing strawberries. So, right, happy with that, and some flowers. Hope all the rain we've been getting lately isn't going to ruin all the fruit, but I kind of keep them inside, so mercy of the elements. The onions, the peas, they are flying away. All the pods, as you can see there, are starting to form. There's loads of sort of pods down. Right there, yeah, there's another pod. Quite a few pods in there. Is there? That's one of the sweet corn. I don't know if it's going to get swamped by the peas, but we'll see. We'll see. If they do, then well, it was a trial for the sweet corn. I prefer the peas to sweet corn anyway, but we'll see. You never know. Oops, zoom out. That's the old parsnips, as I say, very green, very healthy, doing very well. Some more carrots down there, little Amsterdam ones. Give them a little bit longer because they've been in the pot for quite a while now, so see how they go. Still green and healthy, so I'm not worrying. Little pot full of about 6 or 7 onions, growing very well. And there are beetroot, little gem. I'm going to, there's some little 5 little gems in a 10-inch tub. That one I've sowed some Swiss chard, mainly because it looks nice with the different coloured stems and what have you. But the daughter showed an interest in it, so I'm going to grow some, see what it's like. This container is going to be my spring onions, white Lisbons. Nothing shown yet, but it's only been a day or two. This fella here, if I come back a bit, get it all in, is my rhubarb, and the leaves are getting bigger and bigger, and there, in there is the next leaf, which is all crumpled up, but it's appearing, and that'll be my next leaf. But this thing is just getting bigger and bigger, so hopefully might get a little bit of rhubarb and have rhubarb crumble. We'll see. I know it's the first year and you're not supposed to get much in the first year, but we'll see, we'll see. This fella, I'll have to come right back to get these in because they are absolutely romping away. Is 1, 2, 3 Brussels sprouts plants, and they are absolutely loving it. So if these are a success, then as I say, they're only grown in about 10 inches of soil in a container, so you don't need deep. I do feed it general purpose fertilizer with a bit of chicken pellets, plenty of water. Seems to be quite enjoying itself, so it's doing okay. And it's getting a bit cramped around here now. Oops. Some more onions. These are, I think the ones over there were me Ailsa Craig those ones there, the only Elsa Craig, and these slightly bigger ones on the Bedfordshire onions, and these are doing really well as well. Few months yet before they're supposed to be pulled up, so I've got high hopes for these, coming along very nicely. And more onions in here, hiding in the corner, but still doing very well by the looks of it, is my two Black Beauty courgette plants. And well, they were nibbled at. If you look at the bottom leaf there, you can see it did get attacked, but the leaves since are quite clear, nothing's been eating them or whatever, so they might leave it alone. But there's loads of flowers, and male and female, whoops, so that's doing well. So that, oh sorry, I never went into the other greenhouse. So very quickly, cayenne, and there you go. It is getting chilies on them. Of that one, as you can see, that one's starting to develop now. Plenty of plants, as you can see. Plenty of chilies starting to grow on it, doing very well. That's cayenne. That's the golden spectrum. Few there. As I say, the peppers have slowed down a bit. I think it's because it's still not red hot yet for them, so they've slowed down. Looked a bit green and a bit sorrowful looking, but I'm sure they'll pick up. They did last year, so I'm hoping that'll do it again this year. This fella is my sunflower, and he's getting bigger and stronger by the minute. Cucumber, this one is starting now to produce decent cucumbers on it. Looking a little bit yellow, but greener in the new leaves, so that's recovering. I think it's always stressful for them when you first transplant them. It takes them a while to settle in. This big leaf thing here is me inkberry, doing rather well. Looking forward to seeing what I grow off that. So the little fella there is a cucamelon. He's surviving there, I think. Got moneymaker. That fella there is red pear and cucamelon. There's a cucamelon in there. Ah, yes. There you go. That's the tomato there, and that thing there is the cucamelon grown up, using it to grow up. So a bit of companion plant in there. That one is me orange berry tomato. It's hard to make them out because they're getting so bushy now. That one is a San Marzano, and another jalapeno chili plant. And then to the sides, right there, is a couple of tomato plants, Cambridge, and I think you pronounce it honeydew. I'm not quite sure, but as you can see, if I zoom in, it is, there you go, it is producing some nice strawberries, and there's a nice one there, and there's some on there in the way, but there is a lot more to come. so I'm looking forward to that. One thing I wanted to quickly talk about is how you make more strawberry plants. The way you do it is you get your strawberry plant, we'll call it a parent plant, which is that thing there in the pot, and what happens is, like this one, zoom in a little bit, at some point it will produce, and I'll try and follow this with my finger, it produces what they call a runner. And it's a huge long stem, and that would normally run across the ground, and where that bit touches the ground it should produce roots and start producing leaves, and a new plant will grow from there. And what you do then, once you're happy that it has established itself in that pot, you would just snip it there, and that would then be totally independent and produce a new strawberry plant. So that one is a year, that one not a year yet, but next year that'll be 2 years, and that'll be a year old. And you keep doing that year after year, which I'm doing with all these runners. And what happens is, like for example, this one here, there's the runner going across, it's planted itself in there, and it's producing that leaf, that set of leaf, and that one from there, which means I'm pretty sure that has rooted now. I'll give it a bit longer, make sure, and then I'll end up cutting it around about there, and that'll be a new strawberry plant, and it'll have cost us nothing other than a bit of compost and a pot which you can use year after year. So that's how you propagate your strawberries without it costing you a penny. And as I say, you just do that year after year, and you'll never be short of a strawberry, which is good news. And I'm doing it with some of them on that plant as well, because I've eaten some of these strawberries and they are absolutely gorgeous compared to the ones I've been eating in the supermarket. Totally superior in taste and texture, absolutely gorgeous these. So I do suggest people do this. You don't need a big area, all you need is to buy one strawberry plant, get it to grow in a pot. Once it's growing, it'll produce these runners. As I say, use a little cocktail stick or anything to pin them down onto the soil so it stays in contact and it produces a root. Before you know it, you've got 2 plants and twice as many lovely strawberries. So there you go. Hope that's of use to some people, and that's it. That's basically my little growing area. Everything doing well. It's just been raining, so everything's soaking wet, but it saves me having to water in them all. So I'll have to, and just to show you, oh, I forgot some other things. All my plants, so sweet peas, poached egg plant I think they call it, the California poppies, the Aquilagria, some more poppies, irises, and these absolutely doing fantastic, foxgloves and lupins, absolutely masses and masses, everything. So that's good. So the other thing before I finally sign off is my raspberries. Now, as you can see, they are, get the right distance, they are all growing nicely. Whoops. As you can see, these bees are having a nice time. Enjoying the fruits, and I'll be enjoying the fruits a little bit later. So yes, and so these have had 2 doses of, I think, called sulphate of potash. One 3 months ago and one just recently, to help it produce loads of flowers and make it a bumper crop, which it is. So there's absolutely loads of them. But like I say, I have sussed it out. So these are last year's stems and they're all producing loads of fruit. This one here is just grown this year, and as you can see, there's no fruit on it. It's just a stem which goes all the way down to the bottom. So this one, at the end, when I've had all these raspberries, I'll cut all these back, but this one I'll keep it and leave it as it is, and then next year all these side shoots here will produce the fruit. So there you go, raspberries. And again, just to confirm what I've been seeing, as I say, these are all stems. This fella here is a new stem. That one there is a new stem, and that fella and that fella are new stems. So there's about 4 there. That's a new stem, and he's a new stem. So there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 stems, which will be the stems for next year. So there you go. So to finish off, right, hope you like that, and I will, things going on behind us, I will produce another video, keep you updated as to how things are going, but so far everything's doing rather well. So leave a message, comment, subscribe, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time on Samuel the Pot Gardener. Bye.